My video for June the 8th, 2019 is video number 3110. The title is The Big Question. What is God? I was raised on the Bible. As I've said over and over, my parents gave me to God before they got married, and I was born 9 months and 4 days after their wedding. I've always believed in God, prayed every day, and studied scripture. I've told parts of my story again and again in various formats, including my books, magazine, radio broadcasts, and daily internet videos since January 11, 2011. The God concept has always been the foundation of my life. Long ago, I created an acronym for God, Grantor of Desire. At this stage, I think generator of deception might be closer to the truth. Certainly the ruling class on this planet is cloaked in fraud. My friend who identifies with a talking horse says I've become a public skeptic. I guess that's true. And Donald Trump and the so-called currency revaluation do not help build my faith and confidence. Despite all the promises to drain the swamp, there is still no evidence of real change, just a continuation of unkept promises. Will the real Creator God please show up? Soon still seems like a long way off to me. Let me just do a couple of things here before I read something else. This is one of the books that I published. Living Gods Are Hard to Find, a penetrating treatise on the human dilemma of finding meaning in our rapidly changing world. Paradox Magazine. Okay, this is issue number 5 full years now complete. And it's a purposely provocative publication, a catalyst for growing people. Like God, humans are enigmatic beings. Scaling our heights and plumbing our depths is the final and most important frontier. Our awesome task is to explore and make peace with the paradox. And I have dared to tell my truth openly, for which people love to judge me, thus robbing their own freedom to be themselves. That's from this issue of Paradox Magazine. Now I'm going to read the talking horse letter. And I say the talking horse because my friend identifies himself as Mr. Ed. And this is what he sent me in response to previous videos. You put yourself in a box, not me. Now you are a public skeptic, and you post videos to convince the rest of the population to agree with you. You are a blind man and searching for other lost souls to cling to. Religion is fake. The satanic, pedophile, dark cabal Vatican cocksuckers in Rome made up over 6,000 fake-ass religions to keep the truth from you and use them to start division among humans and start wars to massacre humans for all for demonic satanic sacrificial ritual. They, Vatican, have been taken over, walk-ins, by non-human insectoid ETs, Chimera Group, and the agenda is to kill all the humans any way possible so they can have this planet for themselves. These same alien walk-ins have taken over all walks of life on Earth, government, military, banking, corporations, you name it. It don't matter if they kill a fetus in the womb, abortion, or old fucks like us on poison from Big Pharma. Now we worship the death of thousands of ignorant humans today, and we should honor murderers and fools stupid enough to sign up to get killed. Oh, we had to stop the Nazis at Normandy or else. Well, we never stopped no Nazis. We invited them to America so they could take over NASA. or take over. NASA is all Nazis, a fake program to hide the real space program. The Nazis entered government and run everything. They became a breakaway society, moved to the South Pole, and went into space from there. The Nazis run the SSP. It was all a fucking lie. That's the truth, and most can't take it. Meanwhile, they spend all their time destroying history to make sure we can never figure out the truth. I don't know where you stand on the truth, but I think you can agree with me so far. The problem I have with you is we are creator gods in training, and we were human angels long ago until the Anunnaki took away our abilities via genetics and enslaved humanity. Been that way a full cycle now, 26,500 years. The way it works for us is we use our imagination to think of something, then we manifest it into reality. This is why they say you create your own reality. The process is done with the power of intent. When you are not focused on the topic, you have no power of intent, so nothing changes. You don't support POTUS, so you only harm the positive agenda. So when you let your eye fall off the ball and doubting the POTUS agenda to drain the swamp, you do not help us one bit. In fact, it is the opposite effect, and you empower the dark side on the left, regardless if you are aware of it or not. I studied the dark occult in my research, and I discovered how witchcraft affects the masses. Humanity is a hive mentality, like a herd. So if just 10% of the herd moves in another direction, the rest will follow. It works for both the dark or light workers. The dark understand this clearly, and is the reason we all have televisions in the home. It is a tool they use to control what you think. Using this technology, they can easily sway the stupid, brainless fools watching it to think as they wish. So they easily get their 10% influence on the population. Evening news. So your lack of support is now harming the light workers' agenda and making videos to express your doubt. It says it, but it means is only throwing gas on the house fire. I call you a blind man because you obviously can't see with your own eyes all the good things POTUS has done so far. This is why we have QAnon to point us in the right direction and toss out some clues to keep us on top of what is happening out of sight. They can't just come on TV and say, look, all you retards, here is the bad guys, and here is what they did, and this is what we are going to do about it. All hell would break loose. So the intel is not for everybody. Most don't care. The rest are too dumbed down to get it. If you are that hopelessly lost, can't see the good being done by our president, you need to stop swaying others off the right path until such time you know what the hell time is, in my opinion. In IMO, in my opinion, yeah, that's what it stands for. Again, you need to focus and study on Q, not some bullshit lies made up in the church from the scumbags who rule over this planet. As I said before, there is no middle ground. You are either with us on the right or against us on the left. This is a dark versus light situation, no middle ground. If you don't like Trump, fine, your karma, not mine. So when he gets done working, elect somebody you think can do a better job. I can't see any person even close to doing more. People like you really deserve the worst to happen so you could gain some perspective. Had Hillary got in there, we would be in World War III by now, and maybe dead. Had she been elected fraudulently as normal, you would be crying all night. It says right, but you would be crying. Oh, you would be crying right now for somebody like Trump to turn this ship around, because it was heading straight to hell, and hell doesn't exist, just another Vatican lie along with death. But I think you will soon wake up abruptly after you discover what is in store for you on July 4th. Sorry for all the colorful language. We shouldn't use dirty words because that's a sin, and a sin will put us in hell, and we fear hell. So we better watch what we say or how we say it, or else. Fuck the satanic churches who lie to the people all over the earth. God cannot be found in a church. If you want to see God, go look in a mirror, then wake up, created in his image. I connected with the Akashic records long ago, and I had the answers to anything you can think to ask about. So I know what is what. I do not live my life one day to the next wondering what is real or not. So you can believe me, or you can wait until they put your ass in a light chamber to return your abilities, including access to the Akashic records, and then you will realize I was right. But until then, I am just a big mouth asshole who don't agree with your way of thinking. So be it. By the way, I have the right to speak about the church because I grew up in it. I was indoctrinated, mind-fucked, brainwashed by the church dogma for 18 years. Religion is a tool, same as money. The church is no different from a bank, just another tool created by the dark to use to control the people and keep them down, poor and stupid as fuck, living the lie every day. You want to make videos? Make a video for that. YouTube don't care about words, same as I don't, Mr. Ed. And I will put my name on that. I stand behind my words. All the best, Mr. Ed, Agent for Truth. Rumor Mill News. I went over a long time, but I wanted to read the whole thing. Now, I ask the big question. What is God?